Growth never happens in straight lines. It happens in seasons. Some days reward you, some days test you, and the majority of days silently prepare you for breakthroughs you can't see yet. Most people quit because they mistake slow progress for no progress. But the truth is, every effort you make, every discipline you practice, every small habit you build stacks up behind the scenes like a silent army. The curve doesn't rise for days, and then one morning, it shoots upward because consistency finally compounds. You rise to the level of your daily standards, not your dreams, and the growth curve bends in your favor only when your habits become stronger than your excuses. Your future is shaped not by rare moments of motivation, but by the invisible decisions you make when no one is watching. Discipline is the bridge that turns desire into results, and every small standard you upgrade pushes your growth curve higher than you ever imagined. The growth curve is controlled by one thing: your willingness to outgrow your past limitations faster than life throws challenges at you. Obstacles are not roadblocks. They are invitations to rise. The bigger the problem, the bigger the person you must become to solve it. And the moment you start expanding your mind, your courage, your skills, and your attitude, life bends. Not because it becomes easier, but because you become greater. Growth never happens in straight lines. It unfolds in seasons, rhythms, and phases that don't always make sense while you're living through them. Some days reward you instantly. You put in the effort, and the results smile right back at you. Other days seem to test your patience, test your belief, and test whether you truly deserve what you're chasing. But the most powerful days of all are the quiet ones, the invisible ones, the ones where nothing appears to move on the outside while everything is shifting on the inside. These are the days most people underestimate. These are the days that build the foundation for a break, through you can't yet see with your eyes, but can feel somewhere deep in your gut. Jim Rohn often said, "Don't judge your life by the harvest you reap today. Judge it by the seeds you plant." And that is exactly how the growth curve works. You plant, you water, you wait, but in a world addicted to instant outcomes, waiting feels like losing. That's where most people quit. They walk away right before the curve bends upward. They walk away because the graph is flat, the feedback is dull, and the progress feels invisible. But invisible progress is still progress. You don't go to the gym one week and become a champion. You don't read a single book and become wise. You don't practice a skill 10 times and master it. Growth hides before it reveals. Discipline accumulates before it rewards, and the universe checks your persistence before it opens the next door. Behind every person who looks like a success story is a long stretch of quiet days, days when they kept going with no applause, no validation, no guarantee. They didn't grow because they were lucky. They grew because they didn't stop. Every repetition they performed, every early morning they sacrificed, every late night they endured, every uncomfortable decision they made, all stacked up behind the scenes like a silent army. The curve didn't rise for weeks, months, sometimes years. Then suddenly, boom, the line shoots upward. People from the outside say they witnessed overnight success, but the person living the journey knows there was no overnight. It was years of unglamorous effort finally compounding. Think of bamboo. For years, nothing appears above the soil. You water it, care for it, protect it, and still nothing. But under the ground, the roots are spreading wide, strengthening, preparing to support the explosive growth that is coming. Then, one season, it shoots up inches every single day. It becomes the fastest growing plant in the world, but none of that would happen without the years of unseen root building. Human growth works the same way. Your skills, your mindset, your habits, your courage, they all build their roots before they rise. The biggest mistake people make on their growth curve is assuming slow means stuck. But they forget that progress often disguises itself as routine. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you grow. Every time you choose learning over entertainment, you grow. Every time you choose patience over panic, you grow. Growth is not always dramatic. Many times it's quiet, steady, and humble. But those quiet decisions are precisely what sharpen your mind, elevate your standards, and strengthen your character. Some days, life will offer you results. Other days, it offers you lessons, and the lessons are actually the days that build your future the most. Failure, fatigue, frustration, they are not signs that the growth curve is broken. They are signs that you are climbing. You cannot grow without friction. You cannot reach the next level without pressure. You cannot transform without being stretched. The person you want to become lives on the other side of discomfort, and every challenge you face is preparing you to meet that version of yourself. When the curve finally bends, it doesn't bend slowly, it bends all at once. The opportunities arrive together, the breakthroughs align, the recognition comes, the confidence intensifies, and everyone around you begins to see what you always believed deep down, that your efforts were never wasted, that those late nights mattered, that those early mornings counted, that the discipline you showed in private has brought you to success in public. So when you feel stuck, remember, the seed doesn't sprout on the day you plant it. It sprouts on the day it's ready. Keep watering, keep showing up, keep becoming better in silence. Your curve is building its momentum, and one day soon, it will rise so sharply that even you will be surprised by how far you've come. You rise to the level of your daily standards, not your dreams, and the growth curve bends only for the person whose habits become stronger than their excuses. Dreams are powerful. They pull you, inspire you, and ignite your imagination. But dreams without discipline dissolve into wishes. Everyone dreams of success, but very few build the standards required to earn it. Your future is not shaped by what you want once in a while. It is shaped by what you decide to tolerate and what you decide to improve every single day. Your standards are the invisible architects of your destiny. They decide how you speak to yourself, how you respond to challenges, how you use your time, how you treat your health, and how you handle opportunities. Change your standards, and your whole life changes with them. Jim Rohn used to say, motivation gets you started, habit keeps you going. Motivation is emotional fuel, but fuel burns out unless you commit to refilling it. That refill happens through habits, consistent actions that keep you aligned with your goals even when inspiration fades. It's easy to be disciplined for one day or even 1 week, but greatness demands discipline on the days you don't feel like it, the days when your mind is tired, your emotions are flat, and your environment is not encouraging. That is where the real growth curve begins to bend, when you choose consistency over convenience. Think about the difference between what is easy and what is essential. It's easy to sleep longer, but essential to wake up with purpose. It's easy to scroll for hours, but essential to invest that time into learning, building, or practicing. It's easy to blame circumstances, but essential to take responsibility for your growth. People who rise in life are not the ones with the most talent. They are the ones who train their habits to support their ambition. They create routines that protect their focus, strengthen their discipline, and elevate their thinking. They build systems so strong that failure must work overtime to catch them. Success loves structure. Success loves order. Success loves the person who respects their own time enough to not waste it. If your habits are weak, your dreams become heavy. If your habits are powerful, your dreams feel lighter, and every standard you raise pushes your growth curve higher. For example, raising your standard from "I'll try to wake up early" to "I will wake up early no matter what" changes everything. Raising your standard from "I'll read when I have time" to "I will learn something every day" reshapes your mind. Raising your standard from "I'll work when I feel motivated" to "I will work because it's who I am" transforms your identity. The growth curve is not controlled by luck. It is controlled by identity-driven habits. You don't do the work because it's required, you do it because it reflects the person you refuse to stop becoming. When you operate from this mindset, excuses lose their power. You stop negotiating with your weaknesses. You stop complaining about the speed of results. You stop comparing yourself with those ahead of you. Instead, you start focusing on what you control: your effort, your consistency, and your standards. Think about a professional athlete. Their performance on the court is simply a reflection of their standards off the court. Their diet, their training, their mindset, their discipline, these are not random choices. These are non-negotiables. Success is predictable when excellence becomes your baseline, and this applies to every area of life: business, relationships, health, spirituality, personal growth. The moment you decide, "This is my new standard," life eventually meets you at that level. People think progress happens in dramatic leaps, but it actually happens through tiny, repeated decisions. The choice to wake up early. The choice to turn off distractions. The choice to practice an hour longer. The choice to think positively when negativity feels easier. These micro decisions bend your growth curve upward, gradually at first, and then suddenly. This is the magic of habits. They multiply your efforts and intensify your momentum. Every time you delay a good habit, you delay a better version of yourself. Every time you entertain an excuse, you empower your weaknesses instead of your strengths. Your habits will either build you or break you. There is no neutral in personal growth. And the sooner you raise your standards, the sooner your growth curve rises with you. You are not limited by your dreams. You are limited by your daily behavior. The moment your habits align with your goals, the universe steps out of your way. What you practice in private becomes what you're celebrated for in public. Growth is not a mystery. It is a math formula. Discipline multiplied by time equals transformation. And when your habits evolve, your life cannot stay the same. The growth curve is controlled by one thing: your willingness to outgrow your past limitations faster than life throws challenges at you. Life is always testing your capacity, always stretching your comfort zone, and always asking you whether you are willing to become more than you were yesterday. Every obstacle, every failure, every setback is not a signal that you are falling behind. It is an invitation to rise higher. The moment you decide to meet life's challenges with courage instead of fear, with learning instead of resistance, with persistence instead of retreat, you start bending the growth curve in your favor. Growth is not given, it is earned through the willingness to expand beyond what is familiar. Jim Rohn often reminded us that the major key to your better future is you. Growth is not something that happens to you, it is something you cultivate within yourself. The person you are today was shaped by the choices you made yesterday. The person you will be tomorrow is shaped by the choices you make today. And the moment you commit to expanding your skills, your mindset, your courage, and your discipline, you start a chain reaction that transforms every area of your life. Challenges stop being roadblocks. They become the very platforms upon which you rise. The bigger the obstacle, the bigger the growth opportunity. To outgrow your limitations, you must first recognize them. Awareness is the first step toward change. Most people live in autopilot, repeating habits that no longer serve them, accepting standards that are too low, and blaming circumstances for outcomes they could control. Growth requires honesty with yourself. It requires asking the uncomfortable questions. What am I tolerating that I shouldn't? What fear is holding me back? What skill do I need to master to move forward? The answers are often uncomfortable, but they are necessary. The growth curve rewards courage, not comfort. The more brutally honest you are about your weaknesses and your gaps, the faster you can begin to close them. Next comes action. Awareness without action is wasted energy. You must be willing to take deliberate steps to outgrow your past. Maybe it means reading books that challenge your thinking. Maybe it means seeking mentors who push you to see new possibilities. Maybe it means stepping into situations that intimidate you, learning to perform when the stakes are high. Growth is rarely passive, it demands participation. Every time you push past fear, every time you take the step you are tempted to avoid, every time you choose growth over safety, the curve moves upward. One of the most overlooked truths about the growth curve is that it bends when you consistently expand your comfort zone. Every time you do something difficult, something unfamiliar, something that stretches your limits, you are expanding the space in which you can operate. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act in spite of fear. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build by repeatedly doing what you once thought you couldn't. Each incremental expansion compounds over time, and suddenly, the challenges that once seemed insurmountable feel manageable. The growth curve accelerates because you are now operating from a larger capacity than before. Obstacles are inevitable. Failure is inevitable. Disappointment will visit. But the difference between those who rise and those who remain stagnant is how quickly they adjust, learn, and grow from these experiences. The curve bends for the resilient, for the adaptable, for those who refuse to be defined by their past setbacks. Every setback carries a hidden lesson, and every lesson, when embraced, becomes a step upward. The person who sees challenges as teachers, not punishers, develops an unshakable momentum that propels them far beyond their peers. Growth also requires patience because the curve does not bend overnight. You cannot outgrow a limitation in a single day, a single book, or a single seminar. Real growth compounds slowly, quietly, persistently. It is formed through consistent effort, deliberate reflection, and daily choices to act in alignment with your highest potential. The problem is, most people quit too soon. They expect dramatic results without dramatic discipline. They desire transformation without dedication. But the curve rewards those who show up, not those who wish, who act, not those who dream passively. Your environment also plays a crucial role in bending the growth curve. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who inspire you, and who hold you accountable. Avoid those who normalize mediocrity or drain your energy. Growth accelerates when your environment supports your expansion rather than limits it. Seek mentors, friends, and communities that encourage you to operate at a higher level, because the growth curve is rarely climbed alone. Finally, understand that growth is not just about achieving more, it is about becoming more. It is about developing a mindset, a character, and a resilience that can handle whatever life throws at you. The moment you outgrow your past limitations, you no longer fear the unknown, because you have learned that challenges are merely opportunities for expansion. You begin to see life not as a series of obstacles, but as a series of invitations to elevate, to improve, and to rise. The growth curve bends in your favor when you refuse to settle, when you consistently expand your capacity, and when you take full responsibility for your own evolution. Listen closely, because this is the truth that changes everything. Your growth, your success, your life is not determined by luck, timing, or circumstance. It is determined by you. It is determined by the choices you make in the quiet moments, the habits you build when no one is watching, and the courage you summon when the world doubts you. Let me tell you something. Every setback, every challenge, every failure is a conversation. Life is asking you, are you ready to rise? And it is up to you to respond. You can respond with fear, with excuses, with hesitation, or you can respond with determination, with action, with unshakable belief. Imagine standing at the foot of a mountain, looking up at the peak hidden in clouds. Most people stop there. They see the climb, and they see the effort it requires, and they turn back. But you are different. You know the climb is not just about reaching the top. It is about what the climb makes of you. Each step builds your strength. Each challenge sharpens your mind. Each obstacle teaches patience, resilience, and courage. So I ask you, are you willing to take that step, even when it feels impossible? Are you willing to rise above comfort, fear, and doubt to meet the version of yourself waiting at the top? Let me be clear, growth is not polite. It is not patient. It does not wait for perfect conditions. It challenges you, it shakes you, it tests whether you are committed to becoming more than your current circumstances. But here is the beauty of it. Growth rewards those who refuse to quit. It rewards those who show up, who persist, who decide every single day that they will not be defined by yesterday, that they will not be limited by failure, and that they will continue to move forward, step by step, choice by choice. You may feel small today, uncertain today, or overwhelmed today, but every decision to rise, to act, to improve, bends the curve of your future upward. Picture this: you wake up tomorrow morning and everything feels ordinary. The bills, the responsibilities, the stress, everything looks the same, but here is the secret: you are not the same. You are a little stronger, you are a little wiser, you are a little closer to the person you are meant to become. And if you do that every day, wake up, rise, grow, learn, persist, then I promise you, a year from now, your life will not be recognizable. The curve bends, the growth compounds, the breakthroughs arrive. And you look back and realize every struggle, every sacrifice, every late night and early morning was worth it. Ask yourself this: what story do you want to tell? Will it be a story of I could have, I should have, I would have? Or will it be a story of courage, determination, and relentless growth? Will it be a story where life happens to you? Or will it be a story where you make life happen? You have the power to write that story. You have the power to decide who you become, how high you rise, and how far your influence stretches. The growth curve is not a mystery. It is a reflection of your willingness to outgrow excuses, outgrow fear, and outgrow limitations that no longer serve you. Here is what I want you to hear. No one else is coming to lift you. No one else is coming to hand you your dreams on a silver platter. The universe does not owe you success. But here is the amazing truth. Everything you need to succeed already exists inside you. Your discipline, your courage, your creativity, and your potential. And when you commit to nurturing those qualities, to showing up, to learning, to adapting, and to growing, the world bends in your favor. You are the master of your curve. You are the architect of your future. And remember this, challenges are not punishments, they are invitations. Obstacles are not barriers, they are opportunities. Every problem you face is the exact weight you need to lift to become stronger, wiser, and more capable. The person who embraces this mindset does not fear setbacks. They welcome them because they know each challenge is a chance to elevate themselves to a new level. So when life gets hard, when the climb feels steep, when doubt whispers in your ear, respond with this: I will grow. I will rise. I will not be defeated. I am bigger than this moment. I am stronger than this obstacle. I am capable of more than I know. Now imagine the version of yourself you have been dreaming of, the confident, resilient, unstoppable person. That version is waiting for you. They are not a distant fantasy. They are built one choice, one action, one habit at a time. And every time you say yes to growth, yes to discipline, yes to courage, you move closer to them. You step onto the curve and allow it to carry you upward. Every effort, every sacrifice, every late night, every extra step compounds into results. The moment you realize that you are responsible for your own growth is the moment your life changes forever. So, I leave you with this challenge. Rise above comfort. Push past fear. Invest in yourself relentlessly. Do not measure your progress by the failures you face, but by the courage with which you confront them. Do not measure your growth by the applause you receive, but by the standards you uphold when no one is watching. Stand taller, think bigger, act bolder, and rise higher than you ever thought possible. The growth curve is yours to command, and the future is yours to shape. You have everything it takes. Now step forward, embrace the climb, and let your life bend upward toward greatness.